before the trip in Forest City. As I went to get me a latte at the Pie Safe. Watch, and Stan refuses to taste it. Come on. You know you want to sip. You know you want to sip.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Just take a sip. One sip. You got Sundrop to wash it down if you don't like it.
Our honeymoon's starting and they're forcing me to drink nasty coffee.
Just a sip. It's a latte. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Okay, one more count.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. It's not what you think. It tastes like flavored milk. Seriously? You can't even taste the coffee in that.
I'm going to taste and smell like that all day.
It's cinnamon almond milk. There's hardly no coffee in it. You're going to see what they do. Cheat numbers on the computer. See what Jan does all day.
Work. I do work. Okay, here's next week's cover.
Let's go look at next week's cover.
I gotta update my list.
Scouts.
Oh,
What?
my mouth tastes so bad.
Anything on there about high school cheerleaders that do anything?
No.
Okay.
That's the wrong paper. That would be
Jan's desk.
focus. That's so bad.
It's not bad. There's the rest of the office. See? I'll take over. That'll be my desk.
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna take over. That'll be my desk. So. Alright. I'm gonna go get a shot of the road. I'll put down my awesome latte from the Pie Safe. What?
Where's the shot of you?
I don't need to be out here. I'm the videographer. Here's the town of Forest City.
Don't be harassing my customer. I need to go find a dog bus.
Alright, until we're back in the vehicle. Adios. Okay, now we're going to the car to start the honeymoon. Although it is 11:05. No, it says 11:30.
Oops.
Here we go. Let me show you this. It's 2022, people. Snack bag. Oh, you got a drink in there?
Yeah.
Check it out, it's sky.
Alright, here's all the papers. Put them right here.
Still recording.
Nice looking man.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yes, they do.
Alright, hand it back over.
What if I don't? What if I say no?
I was going to make a domestic violence joke, but it could be used against me in court if you like banged your head somewhere. So
Alright.
we've all seen Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So
So are we using my GPS first or yours?
we'll use mine because I'll
You got the
DJ.
address?
Oh,
No.
all right. I'm signing off. On the road. sexy driver. Oh, well, they got pan out. Hang on. I was zoomed in right on your face. Now let's see, that looks better. Okay. Got my shades on. If I was Bill Ewing, this would be mounted on my dash, recording the entire drive. But I'm not Bill Ewing.
Amateur.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough of this. The next time I will have this on, we will be in Georgia. Recording. This is officially Savannah we're in now?
I don't think so.
We're only like 4 miles from the hotel, so.
Okay.
Just think we're in Savannah?
We gotta cross the bridge to be in Georgia.
Oh, really? We're still South Carolina? Oh, that's right. That's right. Get the welcome to Georgia or something, too.
Or I think so.
You're right. Yeah, you got videography. That's till we get over the bridge.
What?
You gotta record it till we get over the bridge. Be a videographer. You hold the hand. That's very awkward.
Well, I'm trying to do both, dude.
We don't need pictures. I can tell them on the internet. Get videos. Nobody has videos. I'm gonna monetize it on my YouTube channel and make us millions.
Good luck with that. Here we go. Here we go. Big bridge.
Georgia state line, right there. We're there in Georgia. Hutchinson Island.
I wonder what's out there.
What?
Hutchinson Island. We're gonna do a U-turn up here, it looks like. Almost. Big bridge.
There's all the shipping stuff on it.
This is super cool. Okay, we are in the room now. Let's take a look at the small but nice bathroom. Ooh, that's a bigger tub, bigger shower than I thought. Nice. That's what I wanted, a big shower. Here we go. Look at that. There's the bed. King size bed. Here comes the tugboat. Here comes the tugboat.
Wait till you see this view. Oh, look, like Jan says, it's like we're on a cruise, and we're not. Where's the tugboat? Oh,
Right
I see it.
there.
Yeah. Okay, here's the
And
tugboat.
there's the big bridge. And here comes a cargo ship.
There's the tugger right there.
Look, okay, watch the cars go over the bridge and how small they are compared to that cargo ship. Watch that car going by.
Oh, I know how big it is. Oh, the tugboat's what I'm looking at.
The Cooper Moran.
Those things got more power sometimes than big boats.
This is cool.
That was the big one.
This one's smooth.
We definitely picked the right hotel. You know?
Yes.
After all the searching. One, two. Put this right here. So it can record as the big boat comes by.
You might consider right here.
Oh yeah, there's a good. Yeah, that's a good view.
See?
In the window.
Look at your wife doing all that.
That's not even that big of a ship.
I know, that one behind it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine this is on the smaller side of container ships.
Let's take a selfie with the ship. Right here, right here. You gotta get right there.
You're looking at the camera or the ship?
The ship.
The Mandalay. That'd be an awesome job to be a pilot at one of the things. I think that's my dream job. I'm gonna go back to school and become a pilot.
Oh my
Or a
gosh,
captain
that
pilot.
thing is massive.
A captain of a cargo ship. Moving faster than you think, you know?
Turn around like that.
What?
Right. I'm gonna try to get you with this year. Alright, look at me. Oh, there's
It's a helicopter.
wow.
There's
Oh,
some
I
people.
see people.
Yeah, there too. Here comes the helicopter. Oh, it's the land. Oh, look, here it comes. Look. It's coming by us. The Coast Guard.
Singapore, that's from Singapore.
Well, yeah, everything's from China. And that, or the Asia. It is, what, Friday? Yeah, Friday. Our first full day here, and as you can see, it started. Did you laugh first? As you can see, it started off rainy. There's Jen. There's Jen. We've already watched a couple big shipping containers, boats go out. Here comes a tugboat. And there's a dredge boat, I think, after it, or something, a crane. There's the tugboat. Still not do work. It's Rick Smith from work, and I'm not answering. He knows I'm on honeymoon. I told him, and I know what he wants. He wants coupons for Pregis, and I didn't do it. And I could have did it, and I was like, you know what? They can wait till next week. So. What do we call the tugboat? What?
That one's
Oh, I think that's the free
that's
ferry.
the free ferry.
That takes you across the river. But this right here is a
I
tugboat.
think it comes and goes like every 20 minutes.
Yeah. What do we call tugboats? What are we calling them? Tuggers. There's a little tugger up there. We call them tuggers. I'll zoom in on this little tugger, then I'll show you. So it just goes from there to there, huh? Well, let's see. That's a short. That's all. We gotta definitely ride that one and go over and just check out the convention center and stuff, you know? That's the free ferry. It leaves basically right down here, which you can't see from our place, and goes right over there. That is docking. Okay, more later. We're back. I turned it back on. We're on the elevator. To show you what it looks like. Of course, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Just we're the only ones gonna see this probably. Well, I mean, I don't know where that goes. Here is Cobblestone Road underneath our thing. And here's River Street. No crossover. A lot of U.S. food deliveries going on today. Oop, see? Cobblestone Road. Look at that. Euros. Is that what you ate here for? Yeah. Well, Saturday maybe. In here is where we bought some pralines earlier. It's awesome. Oh, this is where we're supposed to meet right here?
It said 9.
Okay. Turning off for now. Whoops. Better take the cap off. There we go. We're on the riverboat.
Welcome aboard the Georgia Queen.
The boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick announcement for you. If you're on our luncheon cruise, that means you have purchased a ticket to be on our luncheon cruise for our above deck. That means you will be on the first deck. Find our host down on the first deck, and then she'll be able to get you to your seats, your designated seats, where you can also on your left hand, as well as be serviced by our server. Now, folks, you are on our sightseeing cruise. That means you have purchased tickets for our sightseeing cruise only. Here, we'll be on Decks 3 and 4. So that's 3 and 4 of a sightseeing cruise now. And folks, that's just one of the Decks 3.
There's our hotel, Hyatt Regency.
For our food runners to see. Food runners are going
I don't think these actually work anymore. It's off the looks, of course. Bridge we came in on. There's a little inlet. Caught a couple boats this morning coming in there. You see if I zoom in way up here. See them trains where they unpack the big ships. Back in now. Among the great unwashed. Back to Jan 3 minutes later. 3.46 seconds.
No, they didn't have
Nah, that's too far. Okay. Yeah, 3 years first. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta talk about something else, too. Ooh, here. $50 phones. Raise it up.
I could have made it happen. You have a little faith.
Summer breeze.
Can I case it? No, I should grab it.
Oh god, we're moving.
We're moving. Hey, I got you on
We're
camera.
moving sideways.
Yeah, we're turning out. Everybody come in because it started raining. As you can see. That's not me moving, that's the boat. Got me on camera screaming like that. Huh? That's City Hall right there, in case you didn't know that. Moving.
And we are underway.
Real gold leaf?
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, on the Georgia
I know
Queen.
that's not true. That just means
I am your favorite deck hand here, Sean, and I'm going to be doing your narration
There's our hotel.
this afternoon.
Look how nice that place is. We stayed at the nicest place here.
You are. This is Savannah, Georgia, and you are in fact on the Savannah River. So, folks, the Savannah River actually rolls out of a city called Hartwell, Georgia, out of a lake called Lake Hartwell, all the way down to Augusta, here into Savannah, and then out into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, Hartwell, Georgia, and Lake Hartwell is about 300 miles ahead of us, and then the Atlantic Ocean is about 50 miles behind us.
Just hit me. It's freshwater. We have dolphin.
Now, folks, as we go up and down the Savannah River, I'm going to be talking about giving you a narration about different historical facts, things off the riverfront, some stuff that we can see now, and some stuff we have to imagine. Not only that, we're going to talk about our ports, as well as a lot of the different vessels that come in and out of our ports. We'll also be talking about infrastructure, economy, as well as some of the military back once we get down towards Fort Jackson.
Totally seeing there at night.
Now, keep in mind, folks, it is running off and on here on the river. So you can take cover if you'd like to on deck 3. There also is seating on the outskirts on deck 2 with a nice hangover for you. So you can still kind of be outside and listen to the narration. But not only that, folks, if you are on deck 3, we would ask that a lot of you just kind of, if you will, kind of be nice to your neighbors. They might want to listen to the narration, so you kind of get a little loud. They won't be able to do so. So we ask that you will be very kind to those around you, just in case they would like to listen to the narration and stay dry as well. So yes, folks, the Savannah River is the natural dividing line between both South Carolina and Georgia and South Carolina. And this Savannah River here, as you can see, very nice, murky and green, brownish color a little bit. The reason for that, folks, is not because it's dirty at all. In fact, it is very rich in nutrients. Not only that, folks, we have what we call brackish water. We have the mixture of that nice ocean salt water and that nice fresh lake water.
Brackish
mixture, like I said, is what we call brackish water here, and it helps to serve as a nice area for our wildlife. We have different wildlife like bull sharks. We also have bottlenose dolphins. Now those bottlenose dolphins range all the way up from the bridge all the way down to Fort Jackson. Not only that, folks, we also have the American alligator. And we also have otters that come in and out. They like to sit on our docks and take feast on the crabs that we have in the Savannah River. We also have different types of eagles as well as different sturgeons inside the river. We also have bald eagles and hawks here in Savannah. Now when it comes to those dolphins, folks, we're going to play a little game here on the Georgia Queen. And the name of that game is called Dolphin. We like to have a little dolphin. What I like to do, folks, is we like to look for these dolphins as we go up and down the Savannah River in hopes to find them. And if you do find it, if you do spot a dolphin, you have to scream with all of your might, "Dolphin!" And then point to the side where you see that dolphin at, and that way everybody can kind of look at you and they'll be able to see exactly where those dolphins are. Take some nice pictures of them. So yeah, that's a little game I like to play here on the Georgia Queen. So now, folks, not only is Savannah, Georgia, the hostess city of the South, but we are in fact the third most busiest port in the country. Coming in at number 1 is going to be Los Angeles, California. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Newark, New Jersey. And here, folks, coming in at number 3, you get this little old Savannah, Georgia. Now, how does this work? So if you were to draw a line between Ohio all the way down to the south, you would hit Savannah, Georgia. That location helps us geographically to be the furthest west coast on the east coast. So that also helps us to kind of give in a little discount for a lot of these vessels as they come in to our port area here, right off the ocean and straight into our ports, giving them a little safe discount for them. Not only that, folks, we have a vast rail car system here, helping to service our port area. The carts are so close to our docks, we're able to get all of this import and place them onto our docks, or even take out the exports from all over the country and then ship them out from this area. So those rail cars help in a big way, as well as our interstates and our highways. Now, the Georgia Port Authority is the port operation that's happening over there. And the Georgia Port Authority helps to bring in about $100 million a day here in our economy. Not only that, folks, it also provides over 450,000 jobs for the Savannah area as well as the surrounding area. Now, there are different vessels that come here into our port, and these vessels are known as ro-ro ships, container ships, tankers, freight boat carriers,
Here's that big ship.
even bunker barges, different barges, as well as we have boats that go up and down the Savannah River here.
We're getting ready to go under.
Not only that, we have different smaller vessels like fishermen boats, crab boats. We also have, from time to time, different cruise lines that come in to our area here on the Savannah River as well.
That was natural, wasn't it?
The bridge that we came in under. There it is. Huh? I don't know. There's that big ship.
So this first ship that you're getting ready to see here on our port side. Oh, hold on. Just for a second, before I get into that, let me give you a little reference of what I've been talking about. We're talking about port side, starboard side. I understand things like that, so just kind of give you a little reference of what that is so you can know in which direction to look. The front of the boat is known as the bow. The back of the boat is known as the stern. If I'm facing the front of the boat in the direction in which we are going, then my left-hand side is going to be port side. And then my right-hand side will be starboard side. So front, bow, back, stern, left, port, right was starboard.
Yeah, wow.
And so on our port side, on our port bow here, you see this nice huge ship, this nice blue and white vessel. This is known as a ro-ro ship. Now, a ro-ro ship basically means they're able to roll on and roll off different heavy machinery as well as vehicles. Not a lot of American vehicles are going to be rolled off of these ro-ro ships. More like Ford vehicles, BMWs, Kias, Mercedes, Volvos, those type of vehicles are going to be the ones that are rolling off of here. But also heavy machinery rolling on and rolling off here, like JCB and CAT. I've even seen them roll off on the back of these different semi-trucks, both items, as well as different parts of yachts and helicopters. They're even been able to take those helicopter parts and place them together right there on the docks on the other side of that ro-ro ship. And from time to time, folks, you've even seen them do that and have helicopter pilots come aboard to take those helicopters to our different bases in this area, military bases in this area. So bases like Hunter Army Airfield as well as Fort Stewart.
Look, there's the roller thing. See? Oh, they roll them off the back of the ship. Check that out. That's wild.
So what's it they have there, folks, in this process? A nice huge ramp coming off the stern of that vessel. That ramp is lowered down onto our docks where they're able to roll on and roll off all of that equipment.
Driving a cat off there right now. All that equipment. Look at that. Look at that. Just rolling right off.
Now, just beyond that, the Polar Argentina. This Polar Argentina is a called container ship. Now, this container ship has the same containers that you place on the back of 18 wheels and semi-trucks. Up to about 16,000 containers can be on these vessels. And what we have, folks, is inside of those containers, I guarantee you, there is something on your person now that you have that's going to be inside those containers. So, all the way from your outfits, all the way to your phones, and even your TV back at home. All of that, all those equipment is going to be inside of these containers. If you can buy it on Amazon, it's going to be inside that container. So as you can see, folks, the container ships have their own cranes on where they're able to pick up these containers and place them onto their vessels. But we here at the Georgia Port Authority are able to use our own cranes to take these containers off and place these containers on. Now, not only container ships, but we also have tankers. And what tankers look like are these huge vessels that are able to have different fuel as well as chemicals on board. Different types going to be on the top of those containers, on the top of those vessels. And what you'll see is them coming up sometimes even next to these other vessels and docking, so they can actually fuel them up. Not only that, they're able to come to our docks and service a lot of our chemical plants as well as a lot of our paint plants. Like Sherwood Williams and PBG. Now, if we were to continue to go upriver, we'll see a yacht dock that helps to service a lot of the yachts in this area, repair them as well as fuel them, get them nice and clean and ready to be shipped back out. And then if we were to continue to go upriver, and kind of one of the reasons why we're going to get turned around here, folks, is the International Paper Mill. Now, if you've ever driven past a paper mill, you know that smell alone can kind of take you out. So what we like to do, folks, is not allow you to have to smell that, kind of get turned around, do you a big favor by turning around, because that smell does not go well with your food, your drink, or your alcohol. So we're going to get turned around just shortly before we get all the way down there. And if we continue to go past the International Paper Mill, we will also see some more dockings for Georgia Port authorities. And then on the other side of that, we will see what we call the sugar refinery. Now, the sugar refinery is operated by Louis Dreyfus Commodities and has been servicing America for over 50 years now with all their sugar needs. So there are brands like Dixie Crystal, Imperial Sugar,
Hey, that's what we watched on TV the other week.
Walmart brands, even all the way down to your sweet tea from McDonald's. All of that sugar is being used and is being produced out of the sugar refinery here in Savannah. And one of the reasons why the sugar refinery is right here by the ports is because all that sugar is being imported by what we call break bulk carriers. Coming in with break bulk carriers, these break bulk carriers are able to handle loose items, bulk items, as well as like sugar and gravel, able to have all of those down in what they call holes. Now, once we get back down river there, hopefully we'll see an area where you can see these break bulk areas interact. Now, folks, as we're getting turned around here, you get a good shot of this nice bridge that we have here. This bridge is known as the Eugene Talmadge Memorial Bridge. Now, the Eugene Talmadge Memorial Bridge ranges over from Georgia to South Carolina. Now, from Georgia to South Carolina, this bridge has a clearance here in the Savannah River of 188 feet at high tide. Now, it is the second bridge that we have here being built in 1991. The first bridge that we have was built in 1950s. As you can still see the stanchions of the first bridge today.
Oh, yeah. See
Now, the
underneath it?
stanchions are still there from that first bridge that was built in the 1950s. The reason for this is just because it would cost more to remove them than to build a second bridge. And the top of that bridge is actually being used as a fish habitat here in the Savannah River. Now, the reason for us having to go from that first bridge to the second bridge is, in fact, having to do a little bit with our tides. So let's talk a little bit about tides for just a second. We get about 4 tides here in the Savannah River, and those tides happen every 6.5 hours. We get 2 high tides as well as 2 low tides, and that 6.5 hour difference give us about an 8.5 foot difference in our high and our tide swings. So that kind of helped for a lot of these vessels trying to kind of do a dance here and try to find ways to get in and out of the Savannah River. Now, as you can imagine, these vessels are not getting smaller, they're only getting bigger. So that also played into a part of the reason why we built the second bridge. Now, the first bridge that we had only had a clearance of about 135 feet at high tide. So you can kind of even take that row ship and kind of size it up against the stanchions from that first bridge and see the reason why we had to move to that second bridge. Because we had reports that the first bridge, the undering of it was being scraped by these large vessels. So that was the reason why we moved to this second bridge here. And that clearance of 188 feet at high tide helps to kind of all these vessels maneuver in and out of our ported area. Now, like I these vessels are not getting smaller, they're only getting bigger. They're only being built bigger to handle the heavy amounts of export as well as import. And I've even seen myself on some high tide days where these larger vessels are able to have their crew members stand on the top of these vessels and actually touch the undering of the bridge that we have here today. Savannah has another decision to make. Do we stay in the swimming industry or do we get out? And in fact, folks, we have a $2 million project that is set up to actually build another bridge. So that $2 million project is going to help build that bridge from Georgia to South Carolina. And not only that, but help to bring in more money here into our economy. It's not going to hurt our pockets at all. It's going to actually help the Georgia Port Authority and bring in about $100 million more a day here in our economy, and actually help us to bring in about $14 million to our economy here today.
Is this the sugar thing, I think? I don't know.
So just around this nice huge railroad ship, folks, on the other side of it here, this nice kind of warehouse building with the no smoking signs on it. This building actually dates back to the 1800s, being built back in the 1800s. This is exactly what it would look like in the 1800s if you take some of that modern steel as well as concrete away. And this is exactly what it would look like. So they use this whole port, this whole area for the ports, having sail ships come in. But then in 1818, this area was used for what we call the SS Savannah Line. Now, the SS Savannah Line helped for a lot of those steamships rolling out of the Savannah area all the way up to New York. So what would happen, folks, is they stopped using some of these sail ships. And the reason for this is because, just kind of give a little reference, when General James Overthorpe came with his crew back in the 1700s, it took them about 88 days by sail to get over here into this area. So as you can imagine, all those sail ships taking so long to get into these exports, they had to do something to kind of speed up the process. So they moved on to these steamships, and actually in 1819 was the first time that steamship rolled out of here, bringing those days from 88 days down to about 27 days coming across the ocean. Now that first steamship was half steam, half sail, though, because a lot of the sailors still did not trust fully into the engineering of those steamships. So what they did is actually built that first steamship to be half sail, just in case they needed to go into sail work. Now that warehouse is what we call Ocean Terminals number 1 and number 2 today, and it's still being used, as you can see, having all kinds of bulk items on the inside of that warehouse. Now we are embarking here on the riverfront, and this part of the riverfront is known as Plant Riverside. The reason why it's known as Plant Riverside is because in fact it used to be a power plant back in the 19th century. Now, not the first building, but the nice red brick building with the towers as well as the smoke stacks, the gray building with the smokestacks on it. These two buildings operate as the power plant.
So I'd rather look at this side. I'm gonna turn it off.
So, folks, back in the 19th century, this
check
was
in
the
later. The only good deal we've got on this trip so far. $5 for popcorn and a drink. $38 for a picture.
Is because larger vessels used to come right here into this area, and they used to anchor down right here in the Phantom Hole.
Sunken bridge.
They used to take nice little breaks as well as allow for smaller vessels to go by them. They were anchored down right here in this area, and as you can imagine, huge ships being anchored down here was kind of like huge targets for pirates as well as for military. So those pirates would take over those vessels, those huge ships, as well as the military would commandeer those vessels. As you can imagine, though, military brings strategy when strategy comes forth. And they thought this would be a great area for a port, so they built what we call Fort Jackson. At the time, it did not have a name when they built it. Just the British built it and fortified this whole area up. But now it's known as Fort Jackson because after the War of 1812, where it operated in, it then also operated in the war, in the Revolutionary War, where it got its name from a General James Jackson. But now it is used by the Cultural Heritage Society, and they use it as a reenactment facility as well as a museum. And as a matter of fact, I see a reenactor down there. He's getting ready to fire a cannon at us. So do be careful. It's going to be very loud. If you have sensitive ears, do cover up your ears, as well as prepare your young children for it. So we're not
For your young children?
Yes, in fact, he's getting ready to give us a signal and fire it off. If you catch the cannonball, then you can get a Coca-Cola from the bar.
Woo!
All right, folks, give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. So yes, that is a 7-pound cannon.
No, you're right. I just want
that
to
he's
guess.
firing there, and not the size of the cannon, but actually the size of the cannonball that is fired out of that cannon. And as you can see, no cannonball, just gunpowder, and the amount of gunpowder that he uses is about the size of the Coca-Cola can.
There's your fort.
So yes, not so much happened after the Revolutionary War here for Fort Jackson, and the reason for that is because about 10 miles downriver here, just ahead of us, was what we call a Union naval blockade. Now that Union naval blockade had heavy military force as well as heavy cannon firing, cross cannon firing as well, and a lot of people knew that they could not come into this. A lot of they couldn't come into this area to take over Savannah, so they just kind of kept out because they knew that was a death sentence coming across that Union naval blockade. Not only that, folks, but in fact, that was kind of the motivation to come to Sherman in his march to sea. Because he knew he could not come to this area to take over Savannah. So what he did is march to Atlanta, burning it down to the ground. Still a debate whether he meant to do that or not, but nevertheless, burn it all the way down to the ground and then burn it down, making it
figured about
and then coming
145.
into Savannah
That turned around, so it's
and
not
then
hard.
trying to burn it down. But in fact, you do not see a lot of the 1800s buildings in Atlanta or Macon because, in fact, they did burn them all the way down to the ground. But you still see those 1800 buildings here in Savannah. Why is that? Because the mayor actually surrendered once the Tecumseh Sherman came down here. Savannah surrendered to Tecumseh Sherman. Waving that nice white flag of surrenderance, they surrendered, and Tecumseh Sherman was able to use this whole area to kind of uproot his military force. So using that, even that Yamakaw bluff that we talked about earlier. So a lot of people don't realize that none of these trees here, even this hill here, was never here back in the 1700s, 1800s. All of this was flat. You can see all the way out to the ocean. So that Yamakaw bluff helped to keep a lot of military forces out because they can see right off of that Yamakaw bluff all the way out here across the ocean to see anybody trying to come take them down. So that was a great feat for Tecumseh Sherman, and the reason why he wanted this area because he knew he could stop anybody from coming through here. Not only that, folks, but not too much happened after that here at Fort Jackson. Like I said, the Coastal Heritage Society uses it now, as well as they do different things down there like weddings, as well as different reenactments. Like the cannon fire there. If you were to take your ticket that you got from us today and go over there, you can actually get a nice discount and see that fire once again. And it happens around 1:45 daily. Also, they have just recently different films, projects that have been happening down there in Fort Jackson. You can also have the wedding down there and see the party. So go check that out, learn a little bit more about Fort Jackson. So folks, as you can see, we are turned around here. We're going to head back closer to our docks. Once we get back to our docks, I'll come back and give you more narration, give you more facts about the riverfront there. But right now, what I'm going to do is actually give you a break from my voice. So enjoy your family, your friends, enjoy your food as well as your drinks, and enjoy the rest of this cruise. So thank you so much, folks, for listening to the narration. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I have enjoyed you all, and we'll get back to you once we get closer to the dock. So thank you very much.
Cruise.
Very informative.
Yep. There's the fort. Here's the top of the boat. It's starting to rain again. starting to rain again. Look at that container ship. I'll crash right into this thing. Not enough water for both of us. Oh no.
I've learned a lot from TikTok, okay?
That thing is huge.
For the record, I do not like this at all.
What? It's not going to cram into us. They do this every day. This is perfect. This is an awesome way to end it. Get the pass with this massive ship. We would be standing on the side of the ground, never going to get to see it within feet. That's going to be awesome.
At least I got to a song that I like.
Well, it's alright, yeah. I mean, that might be the age I'm kind of afraid to put it. Okay.
See this? I got the Lombardi trophy. I was like, and then so because they're going back and forth.
Here it comes.
I was like, oh,
Here it comes.
He's like, I was like, oh, well, I just thought you had the cowboy shirt, and I thought you meant like you had nothing left to wear.
That'd be a good honeymoon.
It was like, I was quiet the whole time, and it was like, what's happening here? I was like, oh, so it's Sunday, it's laundry day, is that what I'm hearing? He's like, oh shit, like I was not expecting that. So the Super Bowl this year, we got to wear whatever NFL team we wanted. So I wore my Giants jersey, and my manager goes, you were supposed to wear one from this century, because I had Shaq, and he was like, what, 10 years ago? And I was like, hey, I read the
We don't need to. They gotta move over. We got the right of way.
It's not my fault that they haven't played well since then, but I'm just cheering for my memories. Thank you very much.
I'm going over here to get a bird's eye view.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're actually once again the waving girl headed back closer here to the docks. Well, something about that name, waving girl, folks. In fact, there used to be a riverboat that went up and down the Savannah River here, known as the Waving Girl. It was captained by Captain Sam. The reason why it was known as the Waving Girl is because, in fact, Captain Sam actually knew the relatives of the Waving Girl, so he was able to name his riverboat the Waving Girl. Now, Captain Sam was an African-American captain, and he had the first riverboat here on the Savannah River, being able to do different tours all the way from the riverfront, all the way down to the Fusky Island.
You knew what you were in for. I don't know why we're surprised.
Speaking of riverboat, folks, this here is our sister ship known as the River Queen. Now, the River Queen operates just like the Savannah, the Georgia Queen here, being able to go up and down the Savannah River. Not only that, it is able to even operate in such a way where it can do different charters as well as different weddings and parties. And now, the Savannah River Queen, she might look familiar to you folks. You might have seen her featured in a series on Netflix known as Ozark. So in fact, folks, the River Queen, she was featured in season 3 of Ozark. Not only her, but also this vessel. And if you've seen season 3, episode 2, a little spoiler alert for you if you haven't, there is a vessel that actually blows up on Ozark on that episode. And, but folks, that's definitely not going to be the one. Actually, the one that you're sitting on and standing on right now, this is the vessel that blew up in season 3 of Ozark episode 2.
That's
So
what
what
that
they
metal
did,
thing
folks,
is
is line
on.
up our fourth deck here with different explosive devices and doing fireworks. They were able to blow it up, make it look very nice and scenery right here in front of the Westin, and filmed it right here in Savannah.
This video is not going to do this ship justice.
My crew members here, friends here, we like to go back to season 3 of Ozark. We like to watch this place kind of just blow up in flames, if you will. It's good therapy, a little peace of mind for us. But enough about us, folks. A lot of you may not know this, but there are tunnels running from inland out here to the Savannah riverfront. And those tunnels were used for a lot of pirates. Not only pirates, but a bunch of smugglers as well.
It's cool, ain't it? China shipping. Bamboo flooring, echo.
And also, the tunnels were also used for not only the smugglers and pirates, but also used for a lot of our underground railroad. So yeah, the tunnels were actually used for Underground Railroad. I know of a church called the Historic First African Baptist Church. That church actually has a tunnel that runs underneath it all the way out here to the riverfront. What would happen is slaves would go into that church for worship, but never come back up because they went down through those tunnels and ended up out here to the Savannah River. They got on the back of cargo ships and went up to the north so they could claim their freedom. Speaking of that, folks, back in 1733 when General James landed here, he decided to do what they call a debtor's colony. Now, there's a couple of things that they could not have there in Dell's colony, and two of those items were